Alright, as you can see, the ham is parked in my usual spot to film right here, where they're doing like, I guess they're going to finish this pretty soon, so I have to find somewhere else if that's not there. Anyways, here's the Coyote. If you're new to the channel, this is a 2001 Mustang GT with a T56 and Gen 2 Coyote engine in it. It is a Coyote swap Mustang, so this started out as a 2-valve, and the car currently sits at like 360 something thousand miles. And the car has been through everything and anything. And here's the interior. Removed it. I made the interior basically all factory again. Try to make it look as clean as possible besides the floor mats. We have ourselves a Steeda bump tier kit, as I said in the previous videos leading up to this one. We're going to swap out the Team Z K member, the Team Z control arms for the Maximum Motorsports K member and control arms that match it. They're set. And we're just going to run the Steeda bump steer kit instead of their drilled in one, because I don't want to drill the spindles to do that again. So I had that happen. I had that done one time with the UPR one, and just had too much trouble with it because I didn't do it, just didn't want to tackle it. The person that I thought could do it really didn't know what they were doing either. So anyways, we're going to dive right into this vehicle. So this is the car as it sits. It needs a little paint, needs a little love. It's had better looking days. So the customization thing that I wanted to basically cover in this video, I don't want to make this video super long. So as you've been following along, I just got this car tuned with the LRX with Lund Racing. It's still on that kind of first file or data log. There hasn't been a revision basically. And that being said is because the stuff that, luckily, it's a small detailed thing. The driver's side is not getting enough AFR, I believe, is what the email said from Lund. Again, I don't know much about tuning, but one of the O2 sensors on the driver's side is faulty or not good. So I went ahead and ordered a Motorcraft one, the OEM one. Should be here in a couple days. I probably could have went to the parts store, honestly, to pick one up. They might have had a Motorcraft one. Probably could have got one from Ford, but I just went on Ford's website, ordered it, and it'll be here in a couple days. It's not a big deal. It's not like I drive this car that much anyways. But that brought me to the conversation that I wanted to kind of just talk about and cover in this video. I've talked about this before. It's when you're doing a swap like this, there's a lot of customization stuff that goes into something like as simple as this, and it's just the smallest things. It's not the big things. Like let's look underneath the car, right? That catback exhaust, it goes to the mid pipe. So when I had this put on by SM Auto about a month ago now, the catback is supposed to be a bolt-on kit, no welding, no cutting or anything like that. I have the Coyote headers and then the Coyote mid-pipe, and they called me and were like, hey, we're gonna have to do a little cutting, not that much, no welding or anything, but we're gonna have to like kind of make something work. So that way it would just pair, and then it's like how it routes through the back of the car, because it's not the, you know, specific 99 to 04, 94 to 04 headers and mid-pipe or whatever that it specifically is made for this car to fit. And even though sometimes, you know, you still have to make stuff like that work, because not every brand matches up to every other brand. You know, like you have, I don't know, Bassani might not match up to Borla or something, for example, or I don't know, Magnaflow or something like that. But other things that you will run into with doing a swap like this, the Coyote specifically, is fitting the engine in. That's why I went with a tubular K member. This K member allows the engine to sit, I think, an inch lower, but then you got the oil pan that you have to worry about. Now, I have been able to run the factory oil pan, thankfully, instead of the Moroso one. And the Moroso one, when this first came out with the Coyote swap, was kind of getting popular, and when I did it, you had to shave a little on the oil pan so that way it would clear the K member and sit correctly, because it would sit up too high or crooked, and then you couldn't mount it to the K member itself. So those are just small things, and kind of just small stuff that I had to have done was like the battery in the trunk. Some people run it over here. This is your power steering tank that's mounted right here, and some people mount it over there. So it just depends on the build and what you're trying to, like, whoever's doing it, I guess, or whoever, where kind of like their taste is of where they want stuff. Like, you know, on the Coyotes, I believe the coolant reservoir sits right here, and I think from what I remember, the 99 to 04, or 94 to 04, or 96 to 04, I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it, like a 2-valve engine bay. I think it sits right here. We routed it right there. and then the computer is, you know, sitting in there. It's got the different wiring and stuff like that. So it's just dumb stuff that's so little that can, you know, stop this car from working, and then you got to find it, order it. It's just not like an off-the-shelf kind of thing. You know, a lot of the parts are kind of like the small stuff, maybe sensors and all that, but like one of the biggest things is the power by the hour kit for the AC bracket and the alternator. The alternator is spun around backwards. So, but it's people like that that do all this testing and stuff, and, you know, make it available for us customers or people that want to do stuff like this. You know, they do all the trial and error and stuff like that, put it out, and then if it's good, hopefully it is, you know, it allows us to do stuff like this. So that's just like kind of what I wanted to cover real quick in a video. It's just the small stuff. Is a Coyote swap worth it? Hell yeah. Is it an easy swap now that it's been out for so long? It is, but again, it's just those minute small stuff. And then when you go along building something like this, if you're like me, sure, simple and clean is, you know, what I try to make it. That's why the car doesn't have any badges or anything. But you want to upgrade certain stuff. Like we have the Cobra brakes, you know, just a dumb little kit that something stupid I wanted to add. And, you know, I wanted to have a fancier power steering tank, and then I wanted to have like the UPR coolant tank. So to me, if you're spending the money to go ahead and kind of make something custom, you know, get something that at least looks good. That's just my opinion. But, I mean, it'd probably look better if it was black and match that. But, you know, it doesn't really matter right now. But, like the cold air intake, I can't run the power, the shield, the heat shield or the box or whatever, because of just how little the engine bay is with everything tucked into it. But, again, I've seen people do it. It's just how fancy do you want to get, and how off into the weeds do you want to get into this thing. But that's basically it, guys. That's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you stopping by for this build. I got a couple things coming. Still waiting on the carbon fiber mirrors. Still trying to decide when I want to get this thing kind of painted and stuff. The last thing we have to do, or that I have to do, is just figure out these windows. See if I just want to get the whole window replaced. That way, the weather stripping, I might just order new weather stripping. When I put these on, I really didn't put them all the way back on. Just kind of half-assed it. But rain isn't getting in there. But I want these to seal properly, and then just issues like this, it's going to happen eventually. Just, you know, time is everything, and where I want to spend the money with it. But other than that, I think we've come along pretty far. That's going to do for this video, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to subscribe for future content, and I'll catch you later. Have a good one.